Hello, my name is Indy. For anybody who chooses to watch this, I wanted to talk about, are Jehovah's Witnesses happy? Was I happy as a Jehovah's Witness? Well, if you read the comments on any of these videos, when an active witness does decide to put up a comment, they sure don't sound happy. They seem very angry. You know, it's sad, but when I look back at my time in the faith, unbelievable, I still say that. But I can't today honestly say I was ever happy as a Jehovah's Witness. I can say that I was scared as a child, right from when I started reading or being taught. Actually, even before we got my Bible study book, with all the pictures of Noah's Ark and the flood and, teaching us about the Bible, all the different stories. All the stories seem to have violence in them, right? They worry about cartoons and video games and stuff like that, making children messed up. Well, that was a great book for messing up a kid. Maybe that's why Jehovah's Witnesses are angry, because they live in fear all the time. Maybe that's why I was so angry, because that's all I was taught, was to fear Armageddon and fear not being good enough. That's one thing they put into everybody's head, was fear not being good enough. Jehovah's going to judge you, and if you're found lacking, you're not good enough. Guess what? You don't get that everlasting life that they're promising on paradise. It leaves you constantly in your heart. You're thinking, I'm not worthy. That's what I felt. I felt I'm not worthy. The smallest sin, Jehovah's watching. I remember as a young man, well, wasn't a man, I was just coming into puberty when they made us study this book, and I mean really study this book. It was called Your Youth, Getting the Best Out of It. The best out of it. And this is one book that is not going to help you get the best out of your youth. In no way. They talk about, well, everything, but they pervert it. Like masturbation. The whole section on masturbation in this book was disgusting. The elder I was studying this book with, the first one, he told me that according to what we're reading here, if you lay on your stomach or on your back, you'll end up masturbating. You have to lay on your left side or your right side. You can't sleep on your stomach or your back because you're going to masturbate. Well, I was scared to, accidentally roll over on my back after that, or roll onto my stomach because I didn't want to masturbate. To this day, this is sick. To this day, when I have to use the facilities, I have to tear off tissue because I don't want to touch myself inappropriately. That's how deeply ingrained the programming was. I know that's sick. I know it's wrong, but I can't stop doing it because it's programmed there. I still have to wash my hands, everything, because I'm terrified. You'll get warts, you'll this, that, and the other thing. So they have no worries about masturbation there. Unbelievable. I had a young man friend, the only friend I had my age in that congregation. He was studying the book at the same time with a different brother elder, and I told him what this elder had told me about. You better make sure you sleep on your left or your right side, or you'll end up masturbating. And he ended up asking the man he was studying with, like, what happens if I accidentally roll over onto my stomach and I accidentally masturbate? And then he comes back to me and he says, oh, no, it's wrong. They're going to talk amongst themselves and sort this out. I don't think that's what the book meant. And this is how ridiculous things get. they had to have a meeting between these two brothers. Mine was an elder, and I'm not quite sure who he was studying with, to come back and just basically tell us that they're not totally clear, but they're trying to get a little more clarity and they'll come back to us. Guess what? They never came back with a proper answer. So after that, continually worried about sleeping on my left or right side. Don't want to, wake up and I've rolled onto my back, hyperventilating, right? All this programming, it's brainwashing is what they're doing, right? To fill me full of fear. When I left the faith, I'd been so programmed to believe that anybody that walks away from the Jehovah Witnesses is worse than a worldly person. You are guaranteed to have nothing but death to look forward to, and it's not going to be pleasant, right? And they love saying that to you after you've left, right? Anytime you try to talk to one of the members that's still active, and they tell you I can't, and you're trying to be nice to them because you're forced to talk to them for whatever reason, and you start getting upset with them, that's what they throw at you. Oh, you know the truth and you walked away from it. Oh, I wouldn't want to be you on Judgment Day. Oh, unbelievable. It just made me so angry all the time. And at this time I was studying with different religions, and I was being a jerk to them too because I felt like an apostate. And more programming, constant programming that was now affecting every portion of my life, right? Everything I did was affected by what was put in our heads. Children are like little computers. This is what I learned, from all the psych courses and everything I did when I was younger. And everything is being put in, from when they're born, they're just sucking everything up. And when I last was doing any kind of work in that field, it was by the time they're 5, the personality was pretty much set. By the time they were 8, this is what they said a few years ago, there was no changing that individual would be fighting whatever character flaws he had for the rest of his life. And I know that to be true, because I constantly fight things that have been put into my head that are wrong. I know they're wrong, but I'm constantly fighting them. When I left, I was, positive that I was going to die anyway, so I might as well be as bad as I want because it can't get any worse for me. But the one thing I wasn't going to have in my life anymore was fear. So I trained, Aikido, karate, kickboxing. I trained all the time because I wasn't going to be scared of anybody. I turned into a real monster. I became just like my father, if not worse. And I swore I would never be like that man. I find it funny. I hear this so often. I've heard it, I don't know how many people, about how they said that they're never going to be like their parents, and then one day they wake up and realize, holy smokes, I'm just like my father. It doesn't matter how much you swear that you're not going to be like him. You seem to find out that, oh my God, I turned out just like him. I was in my late 20s when I realized that I was actually worse than he was when he first came into the Jehovah's Witness religion. And that was it. I had to make some big changes because I was not going to be that man, right? And all this stuff I'd been doing up to this point, this life I'd been living, I didn't want to live that life because I knew it was wrong. I wanted to be a good person, and that I wanted to help others. Well, I'd been helping people all the way along, and I've learned this recently. I did a lot for a lot of people, but I never ever acknowledged it to myself because I wasn't worthy. It wasn't until I started looking to form my own relationship with my higher power, God, Jesus Christ, that I started to be able to see the good things that I was doing. I would help anybody that would ask me. I'd do anything I could for others. Volunteer work, man, I did a lot of volunteer work. You know, I worked like a dog and I just give it away. My money, because it seemed too easy, right? And when I keep succeeding in whatever I do, I'm not worthy, I give it away. It's what's been put in me since I was a child, right? And I'm bucking up against what my belief structure is. It's a fight in my own head all the time, and I hate myself because I'm just never worthy. I'm not worthy of anything. I don't know why I'm saying all this on here today, but these are the thoughts I've been having since I made that last video, about why I'm making these videos. I want to help somebody else, but I don't seem to be able to help myself. I want to thank everybody here. Over the last couple of years, your videos, I've been watching your videos, and nothing has helped me more than your videos. The witnesses that have awoke and put the watchtower behind them, their videos are the only things that are capable of helping me feel better today. This year, I finally started making comments. Instead of just reading the comments, I actually started making comments back to these wonderful people making these videos, sharing their life stories. And right away, they were more helpful than any brother or sister that I ever had when I was in the Jehovah Witness faith. These people were wonderful, and I'm so grateful to them. Making these videos to me is giving my testimonial, right? Leaving my testimony behind against this false religion, this brainwashing, evil organization. I don't hate Jehovah Witnesses. I hate the organization. The top that's feeding all this garbage down to wreck life after life. They have corrupted millions of lives. I feel terrible for all the people that have been damaged by this religion. I would do anything today to bring the watchtower down. I hate that organization. So, I'm an ex-Jehovah Witness, and the only true hatred I have in my heart is against pedophiles, people that abuse children, and the Watchtower organization. I truly hate the Watchtower organization. They are no better than a pedophile to me. These are evil, corrupt pieces of garbage. I'm sorry about the ranting video today, but I guess it's where I'm at. You all have a wonderful day. Thank you.